In the heart of Scripture lies a book brimming with timeless truths, the Book of Proverbs. It's a guide to wisdom, offering practical advice for living a life that honors God and protects our souls. One of its key themes is a warning about relationships and temptations, a message as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. Proverbs doesn't shy away from addressing the allure of temptation. It vividly portrays the danger of what it calls the strange woman, a metaphor for any influence, person, or situation that leads us away from righteousness. For the lips of a strange woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil, but in the end she is bitter as gall, sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to the grave. This passage warns of the deceptive nature of sin. It often appears sweet, inviting, and harmless, but it carries bitter consequences. Whether it's a harmful relationship, an unethical decision, or a moment of weakness, the cost of giving in can be devastating. Proverbs 7 expands on this with a powerful story of a young man seduced by temptation. It speaks of his lack of judgment, his vulnerability, and ultimately, his downfall. The chapter concludes with a sobering statement. Her house is the way to hell, descending to the chambers of death. Proverbs 7. The message is clear: guard your heart. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Our hearts are the wellsprings of our actions, thoughts, and desires. When we let temptation take root, it influences not just our decisions, but our very character. Guarding your heart means being intentional about what you allow to influence you, your relationships, your media consumption, your habits. But Proverbs doesn't just warn us, it equips us with wisdom. The book constantly urges us to seek understanding and knowledge. Proverbs 4:7 reminds us, "Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding." True wisdom begins with the fear of the Lord, a deep reverence for God that shapes how we live. Proverbs 9:10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding." To walk in wisdom is to align our choices with God's will. It means valuing integrity over momentary gain, seeking truth over convenience, and prioritizing eternal rewards over fleeting pleasures. So how can we apply these lessons in our daily lives? Here are 3 practical steps. 1. Examine your relationships. Are they drawing you closer to God or pulling you away? Proverbs 13:20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." Choose your companions wisely. 2. Guard your mind. Be mindful of what you watch, read, and listen to. Proverbs 15:14 tells us, "The discerning heart seeks knowledge, but the mouth of a fool feeds on folly." Seek God daily. Spend time in prayer and Scripture. Proverbs 3:5-6 encourages us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." The wisdom of Proverbs is a gift, a guide to protect us from harm and lead us to abundant life. Let us heed its warnings, embrace its teachings, and walk in the light of God's truth. For in wisdom we find safety, peace, and the joy of living a life aligned with His will.